I'm Riley, and this is the Progressive News Channel. First, to our breaking story with Darian Vang in the Muck.
Hello, Darian Vang from the Muck, and I want to say as we in our society move into a new age of politics, economy, and activism, the topic of women's suffrage stands out. Women from across the nation, and particularly the North, have established committees and organizations pledged to the betterment of women's freedom in society, the workforce, and personal expression, with the crux of the issue being a woman's ability to vote, their suffrage. This issue has taken the nation by storm, with many against the proposition, but to the detractors, it can be clearly observed that women face distinct discrimination in industry, politics, and society. Tyrannical industrial employers exploit the women in the workforce worse than the men and take advantage of the societal standard to pay them less wages. Additionally, they're restricted in sexual expression and self-expression. They're forced to pay taxes that they have no say in and cannot consent to as people under the government, since they can't vote. Senator Robert Owens spoke to Congress and said that one great advantage, however, of the suffrage is in raising women to a position of greater honor and dignity so that children of the land shall show and feel greater reverence and honor for their mothers. But the misgivings of our society prove that only the idea of women being respected and valued is a myth. Thank you. Now back to the news desk.
Thank you, Darian, for the Muckraker report. And now we'll get back to you after this short break.
Amidst the progressive era, large-scale advertisement including automobile parades, billboards, electric signs, and buttons and badges led to mass attraction and support toward the women's suffrage movement, leading into the development of pro-suffrage organizations such as the National American Women's Suffrage Association and National Women's Party. Anyways, let's get back to what occurred during the progressive era. A new concept arose stating women's suffrage brought women to a position of greater honor and dignity, allowing them to teach their children the principles of good government. Also, recognizing that women are physically weaker than men, a limit on the hours they can work was enforced to protect their physical well-being, and in some cases, even violated the liberty of contract.
Welcome back. Now we'll focus on the modern documentary of women's suffrage. In this documentary, we'll highlight the changes and continuities led by the progressives of this era.
By 1917, the progressive movement had made significant strides towards creating a more equal society, particularly regarding women's suffrage. Through grassroots activism, public demonstrations, and strategic political lobbying, organizations like the National American Women's Suffrage Association brought national attention to the cause, growing its membership to more than 2 million by 1970. Their efforts resulted in increasing the numbers of states granting women the right to vote in local and state elections, particularly in the West. However, as women suffragist supporter Carrie Chapman Catt stated, the former group, men, secured its vote without asking, while the latter, women, appeals in vain to Congress for the removal of the stigma this inexplicable contrast puts upon their sex.
Additionally, progressive reforms empowered women in public life, leading to greater involvement in social and political activism. However, despite these advances, the movement faced persistent opposition. For example, an Illinois Women's Association protested against women's suffrage, asserting that we acknowledge no inferiority to men, and that God has wisely and well adapted each sex to the proper performance of the duties of each, suggesting the belief that granting women the vote would disrupt the social order and would force them into roles outside their natural duties, leading to a breakdown of traditional family and societal structures. By 1917, opposition was still strong to women's suffrage, as seen by this poster from 1918 suggesting that if women are voting, then they would also be doing all of the quote-unquote men's jobs. But progress was made, and numerous states gave women full suffrage by 1917, as seen by the map. While the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920 ultimately marked the culmination of their efforts, by 1917 the progressives had undeniably expanded the political voice of women, though achieving full equality remained a distant goal.
Thanks for watching the Progressive News channel. This is Kenneth.
And this is Riley. We'll see you next time.